Hello and welcome to this channel here, Holiday Inn, Cambridge. You can see that, or maybe you can't. There you go. It's already. It says Nick Lowes. Perhaps Nick C would be the better option. You can see the date as well, and it's all ready for me. How wonderful is that? And you've also got a mirror here, and you've got, of course, what looks like a tea facilities area. It's just a standard kettle. I thought it would be a coffee maker, but of course it's probably not the room I booked. But yeah, I've got some brown sugar, normal sugar, I think that's sweetener. Yeah, sweetener. And of course I've got some tea if I need it. They've only given you two, but you can always ask for more downstairs. And of course, yeah, got myself, of course, some coffee here. Also, dried instant coffee sticks. Never seen that before. That's quite good. Also, of course, the Lakeland style milk and some biscuits, because they think two people are going to come in here. It is only booked for one. But yeah, I've got some plug sockets here, and I will show you a bit more of the room. I have got a view. Let's have a look at this view. This is all I got, pretty much. So just testing this camera out here at this moment of time. What I can tell you, of course, I had to wait a little bit longer on the reception because they thought I hadn't paid it previously. So they're probably used to people that actually pay on the day. So that is probably why the guy down at the reception thought I didn't pay. But he had to check with his assistant to make sure that I had paid and I could actually prove it in my bank. So I'm in this bathroom now. You can actually see what it's like. Hello everyone, and this is the mirror here, and you can see, of course, it has a bath. I can actually open this if I want to, try and work it out how to switch the actual shower on. It's got two types of shower here. Probably use the smaller one, and you've got the taller one as well, so you've got a choice of both. And of course you've got your shampoo, actually it's spelled shampoo, and you've got your body wash just next to it there. Soap area there, plug, everything here, towel, and your mat as well. That's quite useful to know. And your toilet is just here, and this is the sink. It's quite useful to have a big sink, especially for kettles. Soap dispensers as well. They don't give you extra soap with it because people tend to nick them. That's probably why. Not quite sure what this is, but let me know in the comments what it is. It might be some sort of rack or something. I've got no idea what that was, but that's the toilet handle there, and you've got the sink and the toilet paper. I like the way it's shaped there, and you've got your tissues there if you need it.
Because your ability to organically grow your community is much harder. Okay, independent journalists and producers. The BBC has been biased for pro-mass immigration, open borders and net zero views these past few decades. It's part of the reason we're in a mess. The BBC's own internal reports admit and document some of this bias. People have moved to X and YouTube in part as a response to it.
Yeah, I've arrived here at the lobby restaurant here. I couldn't have the earlier meal, which of course was closed probably around about 9 o'clock. Basically this was the curry, which come to about £16.20, and of course, yeah, you could actually see that we had the crispy bit there, which I actually called at the time the naan bread, which I did actually make a mistake on. But yeah, you'll see that on the full version on Say It Out Loud channel. But of course, yeah, this is the kind of naan bread, but it was kind of like garlic version. And of course you could see the rice there, and of course, yeah, you saw the close-up of the actual naan bread with the garlic there. And that's the view of the restaurant here. And of course next to it is actually where the breakfast part is. I wasn't sure what that part was, and I thought it was just the restaurant part. I thought the breakfast part was another part of the building. I did get a complimentary drink with it, and of course I was offered that, even though it took a little bit of a time to actually deliver that meal, and I got the knife and forks. It was not too bad. Yeah, Might be the sugary one, but anyhow, of course I'm going to get tucked in now. So let's enjoy. Sorry if I got that wrong, it is the papadom there, and that's the naan bread. Really lovely. Mild version, beautiful. I did like that mirror, that I could actually see myself if I wanted to have a little bit of a sort of shave, a dig in the grave as they used to call it. Lovely view outside, wasn't too bad, and the pictures are not too bad as well at the same time. Again, that view here, which you didn't see a minute ago there, I just whizzed around, and the table to go with it, and a nice chair, and some plug sockets there, and you can see the full desk there. I brought my own milk just in case I ran out, and it's always useful. You can see my suitcase there on the floor, but yeah, that's the TV there. 31 minutes past 7 a.m. in the morning. I don't normally get up at that sort of time, so yeah, of course it is the Friday, which is the gateway to the weekend. From my sort of date here, 17th of the 7th, which is July 2026. I was late coming here, and I just got off the train, and I had to wait for a taxi to get here as well, so I was running late anyway. So yeah, I wanted to be slightly running late because, you know, I didn't want to wait too long to get checked in. It's 3 o'clock check-in, and 11 o'clock we get kicked out, basically. A welcome kind of a booklet here, and of course what you get inside is a nice little wooden kind of key here. It's not one of your old-fashioned keys, but it does actually work. Touch wood. Please advise that this is a non-smoking room. A cleaning fee will be charged if smoking or vaping is found to be taking place in this room. So they will be sniffing around, by the way. About to have my coffee now. I'm about to go down to my included breakfast, which is included in the price of £118 for this night alone, from that saver deal that I had on the app called saver.co.uk. Yeah, I'm really been impressed with everything, so let's click my fingers and let's go on to the next section. The coffee facilities as well. Of course, one of them I've still got left to have. Might have a chance to have it just before I leave. Yeah, lots of course, USB sockets, especially the latest ones. And of course, I bought myself from a machine downstairs. I couldn't actually film it because, you know, you don't know who's around in the middle of the night. So I had to get to my room very quickly, so I couldn't really film everything down there. But of course we do have footage of my meal, which was absolutely gorgeous, of the curry that I had, which wasn't too spicy. I don't like them too spicy myself. Some people prefer that, but of course that's not really for me. It is quite cold in here. You probably would call your long life milks. It feels like a fridge in here when you could cool yourself down with the meter, which is just down there. It only goes down to a certain level now, up to probably about 12 degrees. It won't go any colder than that, unless you requested at the reception for them to put it down lower if you were really, really hot. Some people get really over hot. It's ideal for hot temperatures, this room. It really is. But in the winter, obviously you want it warm temperature, but how many people do come here over the winter? Probably a lot cheaper to come over here. Yeah, the lighting of course is as you enter the room, so yeah, quite impressed with that. Quite impressed with the wooden key as well. I know it's a bit modern, and it's rare to have a wooden one as well, which is quite interesting. Very much like a Premier Inn style kettle there. Nice small cups here, you can see that for yourself there. Yeah, the swimming section now. But most people, going into the swimming pool isn't a problem. But there isn't a private space where you can actually access private changing. So you have to like go in a sports changing facility, especially if you're in the men's, or if you're a lady watching this. So that can be a little bit of a problem, because there's no, like there is in like other hotels, they've got of course a facility for disabled people and for privacy. The only way I can get here is by Uber taxi at the moment, or any other taxi or car if someone gives you a lift, but of course I'm not that lucky person to get a lift these days. That said, hopefully I'll enjoy my breakfast unlimited, but yeah, you probably can go back for seconds, but yes, only for seconds. I don't want to fill myself up, so I'll try not to. I'll probably end up doing it, but I'm so glad to be able to have, oh God, sorry about the shade of the darkness here, of course, yeah, because I'm under the shade here, it's a lot cooler here than it is just up there, so yeah, it's not bad sun today, but of course it's a lot cooler than it was, which is good news, especially in the Cambridge area. But yeah, of course, I thought I'd do a vlogger version of course, my you know, chill out time whilst I finish my coffee here. Look at that, looks brilliant. I think that's the lady over there. Yeah, sorry about, as I say, the darkness, but of course I've had a fabulous time here. Got the taxi for £6.50. I've already said that on my other videos, but I'm just repeating myself here. I've got the wait and save here, which didn't take too long here. I've got pictures of the actual, well, just highlights of the ride, with the beautiful lake, which I didn't get to see in the end. It might be too much for me, but of course, maybe I'll have a look at it next time. But yeah, over in this direction here, just behind me, is the actual Novotel Hotel, which I might stay again at some point. I've actually been there before. I don't know whether, of course, I think her name is Helen, was it? Anyway, I'm going to cut you short now. We promise to keep that positivity, hopefully for you. Share the love, peace out, and God bless. I knew I'd think about it, and thankfully I did before I went home. Hannah was her name. I'm here beginning with H. Hannah was the lady. I don't know if she's still there at Novotel. Yeah, big sized beds, and you probably get something like, of course, a mini bar with a couple of bottles of water, which is good. It's not really much of a mini bar, but of course it's okay, isn't it? So yeah, you get a coffee maker, you can make your own coffee. It's really marvellous. I'm going to tell you more about it when I go again. Hopefully it will be some point. So yeah, I look forward to that experience, even for a one night stay, like I did at the IHS, is it? Something like that. The Holiday Inn of Cambridgeshire, I would say, not Cambridge. It's just on the outskirts of Cambridge in Impington, so I wouldn't say it's Cambridge as a whole in the city. It's just on the outskirts, just before you get to Histon. So let me know in the comments if you've actually been there. And luckily my battery has lasted quite well, so yeah, it's very good, these cameras, yeah, because they're lightweight, and of course you can move around everywhere and just talk for ages. But I'm not going to bore you to death. I'm just going to do that. Yeah, I'll catch you all later. Thank you very much for watching these vlogs. Thank you. Well, there we are. Of course, hope you enjoyed the whole video here, and you could see the room of the Cambridge hotel that I was in, you know, and it was an inn actually, the Hotel Inn of Cambridge. There is another one on the other side there. I did like that mirror there. You could actually see a reflection of me there, and the lamp right next to it here. We didn't really talk much about that, but of course, yeah, the pictures on the wall tells the story of a great hotel here with a good outside view. So yeah, with the table as well, you could actually put a lot of your things on it. I didn't really use it very much, but I could. But that's something that I could do for next time round. A lovely bit of table space there, and hopefully, of course, the room will be very much similar to what it is in this room here.